vision. Please hold this.
Okay. Kaylee, there's only one door. I'll take this. Let's go. Kaylee, don't start the car!
Come on, man. We're late for our movie.
Let's get going.
Ready?
Get the show on the road!
Do you want to drive? No.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Reynolds Review.
I'm Kaylee.
And I'm Marcos. Happy New Year.
Anyways, in this episode, we'll have interviews with the stars, director, and stage manager of our show, Grease.
Next, we'll have a feature on our Center for Soccer Excellence here at Reynolds.
Then, we'll drop in on a gallery showing featuring a talented Reynolds artist.
Later on, we join our senior theater class on a trip to 3 Vancouver film schools.
So you might be wondering why we're in this beautiful automobile.
It's because Grease is finally coming back to the Reynolds Theater.
It opens February 29th until March 5th.
We also had the pleasure of catching up with Danny and Sandy and asking them a couple questions about the show. This year's musical Grease runs from February 29th to March 5th, and I'm here with David, who is playing Danny. David, can you give us your 50s heartthrob look into the camera? Ooh, 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 ooh. Ladies, watch out. So, Danny, how did you feel to get casted to this part?
Well, I felt very lucky. I was really pleased to get the part. Yeah. I mean, it's my grade 12 year, and I haven't been in the musical the past couple of years, so I was very, very lucky to get the part, and I'm feeling very excited about the role.
Well, you're gonna do great. What do you think it feels like to be playing such an iconic role?
Well, to be honest, it's going to be a bit of a challenge because when people look at me, they don't typically think leader of a gang, tough guy. I'm sort of more the gawky nerd in most of what I do. So it's going to be an interesting thing to sort of try to cast off that persona and become someone a bit more hardened.
You should just fight them. So you do a lot of stuff at the school and you do a lot of theater outside of school. How do you feel like balancing everything?
Well, it's difficult sometimes. I mean, there's a big commitment, right, that comes with doing Grease. I mean, we have, starting in the new year, we'll be doing 3 rehearsals a week, and so it's a big time commitment. But it's sort of when it's something that you really love to do and it's something you feel inspired by, then it's really easy to make that commitment.
So you and your counterpart Sandy, who's played by Adora, have a pretty good chemistry, as it seems. So I'm just wondering, have you guys ever worked together?
We have. We actually both done shows with Kaleidoscope Theater. The one that we did together was A Midsummer Night's Dream. That was a lot of fun doing that. So we've worked together before, and we're very excited to work together again.
Okay.
I'm here with Adora, who's playing Sandy in the musical Grease, which opens February 29th. So why did you audition for the musical?
Well, I love theater in general. I think that it's a great opportunity, and I really like that schools nowadays offer this as a program.
What was your reaction when you found out you were playing Sandy?
I was really excited. I have always admired the character Sandy. Even when I was young and I watched the movie, I thought that she was a great character to play, really fun, really sweet.
Have you been in any shows prior to this one?
Yes, I have been in 3 professional productions with Kaleidoscope, and I was in the show last year that Reynolds put on, Seussical. So yeah, I've been in a few, and I've liked all of them.
What's the biggest challenge in doing a show like this one?
I would have to say that the biggest challenge is balancing life and rehearsals, because this is a very demanding show, and you always need to put your best foot forward and have all your lines memorized, know all the dancing, and when you have a lot of other things going on as well, it can be a little bit stressful, but other than that, it's a pretty fun show to be in, just generally.
Have Kaylee bring back Adora. We're going to ask you a couple more questions, so here they come. So, you guys had to do a pre-show photo session in October. Tell us how that went.
It was absolutely freezing. We had to go in a lake in October, and it was quite enjoyable in that sense, but it was fun to be out of school.
Yeah. I think my favorite part of the photo shoot was we did this cute little scene where we have to feed each other ice cream. And Adora doesn't like soft ice cream, so a lot of those photos were amusing. But we got there in the end. But it was a struggle.
You don't like soft ice cream?
No, I'm not a fan of soft ice cream.
Okay.
I just have one more question for Adora. How was the kiss?
Oh, it was. My parents are watching. I shouldn't.
Thank you to Adora and David. If you want to get tickets to the show, they are available in the Reynolds office. What shows were you involved in before doing this one?
Last year, I was assistant stage manager for Seussical the Musical, and I ran all the microphones and sound effects.
And you're stage manager this year?
Yes.
So what is your job as stage manager?
For stage manager, I get to do the lights during the run of the show and help people backstage and give instructions for anyone that needs any questions.
What sort of things has this show provided for challenges for the crew?
There's a big grease card that we had to put in on stage, so that might be a challenge, but we'll figure it out.
20 years ago, music theater was brand new to Reynolds, and they'd had some shows now and then, but it wasn't an every year, hadn't been an every year thing for quite a while, and there hadn't been a musical for quite a while. And after our first year, we did a show, and I think we had 30 kids came out, or 35 kids auditioned, something like that. But the following year, we did Grease, and Grease is what really changed things. It really brought music theater into another place here at Reynolds. We didn't have a theater back then, so we did our shows in a double-wide classroom. We called it Studio 212.
Go, Grease Lightning, go! Grease Lightning, go! Grease Lightning, wants to dream up, chase a dream up, Grease Lightning, go!
We did 5 shows there, and we worked pretty hard for the last couple of years to try to get a theater built, and it took us a while, but in 2003 we did our first show in our new space, and that's the space we're still in here at Reynolds in our theater. Grease jars a little. It comes from a culture that had different values and different ideas than we have now. But when you look at it now and you see, well, there's a fair amount of bullying in that show, and they're really not very nice to each other, and just a lot of the things that go on aren't necessarily what we'd encourage our students to have as values now. But Grease is far more than that. It's also from a time that some people see as being simpler, and a lot of people really like the era in terms of the style, the clothes, the music, the dancing, and a lot of the things that they associate with Grease. While we're going to be true to the show and the script, and we aren't going to change anything, we do need to be conscious of stuff and try to maybe warm the characters up a little bit. And so that's the challenge as a director, is to make it work with high school students in 2016. We're fortunate in, because we've done the show, we have a few of the things that we need to make the show look good. Our grease car was built for the 98 show, and it's just getting refurbished a bit. It's been all over the place. It's been used at schools all over Victoria and up Island, as far as I think Cumberland. And we're getting our Pink Ladies jackets back on stage here as well, and they've been all over and as far away as New Zealand. So we're very lucky that we don't have to create those, but we do still have to create and find a lot of things. And so the crew's been really good at putting that all together and doing that. We're looking forward to a great show. It will probably sell out, so if you want to come, get your tickets at the office. It runs from February 29th to March 5th, and I'm looking forward to a great show. We hope to see you there.
Do you have to play soccer in gym today?
Don't remind me.
Yeah, no, I'm not very good at it.
I know.
You know who is good at it, though?
Probably the kids in the Center for Soccer Excellence.
The CSC has been around for 13 years, and it's a unique sports-specific education program for kids in Greater Victoria. I believe it's a really supportive environment that allows kids to develop technical ability, maybe mental skills, and also a love for the game, so it's just foster their love for the game. Most of the kids here have goals to further their education, So that's always a wonderful goal for them to have. But the idea is that they just get a chance to participate with other kids that have like interests, develop their abilities, and without the stress of having family and friends watching all the time, they can just go out every day and play and have fun. And with that confidence that grows, we see a lot of development here that is really positive. So it's been a great 13 years.
I've been playing soccer probably since I was around 3 or 4.
I was 7 years old, so for about 10 years.
So I was 5 years old.
My sister was already in CSE for 2 years, and she really enjoyed it and thought it was really good to wake up every morning, and I just thought I'd try it.
Well, my older brother attended CSE before me, and he just raved about the program, so I wanted to try it out for myself.
I just love the game, and I wanted to play it every day.
You really have to want to put in the effort, because you have to wake up every morning and put in a good hour, an hour and a half into playing soccer.
If you love soccer and you love making friends, just join it. It's awesome.
Daily fitness and having fun and getting to know some people.
I just love being able to play soccer every day, and it's just keeping me active, and I just love the game.
I'm just getting to know people. I came from Up Island in grade 10, so I didn't know anybody, and being in CSC has helped me get to know a lot of people down here.
Probably the friendships, honestly. I came to Reynolds and it wasn't my catchment school, but almost within the first couple of weeks I had made tons of friends. I'm hoping to still play university soccer and get the same exercise, but I'll definitely miss the daily soccer.
I think I've definitely improved my technical skills and fitness.
It's helped me become more of a leader, and it's just helped me become who the person I am today.
We are very lucky to have a number of talented artists here at Reynolds.
Recently, Fiona, a grade 12 student, was lucky enough to have her own show at the 50/50 Arts Collaborative.
Let's take a look. Well, it started off with I actually had a notification on Facebook that the 50/50 Arts Collective was having an open call to artists. And so, being a very last-minute person, I put together my portfolio the day before. And when I sent it in, since the file was so large, it was taking forever to send. And I was watching the time go by at 11:45, and it kept going, and I think it arrived in their inbox at 11:57. It is very intimidating. I've had a bit of practice with shows before, but never as much as this. Having all of your work rather than one or two pieces was very scary. I felt very exposed, but all the comments were so great, and everyone was very supportive. Okay, so that piece is an oil painting, and it's quite large. It's around 5 feet by 4 feet, and when I started I was very nervous because I'd never done a painting, well, a portrait that large before, and it actually came from an idea, and I'd actually shattered this piece of glass to start off with, and I walked around with it to see how it reacted with the reflection, and then I started drawing these little portraits in my sketchbook of how you could see yourself in the mirror of all these different people. And then I decided to do a charcoal piece that is also in my show, and that was kind of the experiment to see how well the composition worked, to see if I was really gonna risk doing this very large painting of it. Yeah, so that was actually part of the process to get to the bigger painting, and so it's done in charcoal, and that one, yeah, that was more of just kind of the tester of how the composition was going to work. Oh, so that piece is a copperplate etching, so there's a lot of different processes around copperplate etchings, but it's a form of printmaking, and so you can make multiple prints from the same copper plate. And so the one hanging in my show, I think, was the second print I made, and it was mostly around this idea of insecurity around intimacy and almost this shame around it. That was a small graphite drawing that I did, and it had At first I was thinking of kind of these two sides of the story and then where they converged, and then later on during my time making it I started thinking about more of how this chronological order of events. So that piece is a small oil painting on wood, and when I painted it I was thinking more of a woman looking at herself in a mirror and kind of pulling her skin and really examining herself. And I found it quite interesting because at the opening, a woman asked me, actually commented on it and said she really enjoyed how the woman was touching the mirror. And I just thought that was so interesting on how every viewer can look at a piece and pull something so different out of it.
Firstly, what makes Fiona's accomplishment so exciting for a high school student is you have students who have made work that's accomplished, but for a student to actually be able to take their work and then move it into the community and have an exhibition takes a level of ambition and commitment that is unusual, like really extraordinary. I think I've only had one other student in the years I've taught that have done something like that. But then also to take your artwork that you made in high school and then to fill the entire room with that. And not only fill a room with it, but do it so it's consistent in terms of the thematic approach is really, really remarkable, and even unusual even as a student who's in university or even graduating from university for them to be able to do something like that.
After I finished here, I'm definitely planning on going to post-secondary for fine arts, and I'm considering going to Concordia University in Montreal to do their painting and drawing program.
In November, our senior theater class took a trip to visit 3 film schools in Vancouver.
And one of them took a camera. They didn't steal it, Kaylee. They took one of ours. Let's see what they got.
We arrived at the ferry early, just after 6 a.m. It was a stormy day. We had a rough ferry ride, but the bus was waiting for us on the other side.
See you later.
We headed towards downtown Vancouver and our first destination, the Vancouver Film School. When we arrived, we were taken down the block to their film production campus. There were different props and sets, including a large green screen studio. Let's see what we can do with this.
You are leaning against it.
Yeah, green is my color, I think. Bring up the green in my eyes.
We have our own green screen at Reynolds, but we don't have TV shooting sets like this.
Oh. Like the train is hollow.
Completely hollow.
So cool.
Oh, that's so much light.
Nice to have our own train, but in this set we could do a sitcom style show, like something about a group of friends. We may have felt sorry for everyone back at school while we were having fun, but then we found out that the power went out and they'd all gone home. Still, this was better.
Which was your favorite room so far?
The forest, probably. It was super cool.
We found out that the light can turn on in the train.
Wait, what? The light can turn on?
Yeah, it was on the control board.
I saw the control board, but I didn't press any buttons because I thought
you didn't want it to go.
I thought it would like make the train go and crash
here.
through the wall
Yeah.
and kill like 8 people.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do that. We went through the editing room, but had to be very quiet. Most of us know how stressful editing with a tight deadline can be.
Just based off of what you saw, where would you go?
Set design.
I like the sets.
Like the sets? Which one was your favorite set?
The one with like the couch and it was like a house.
Yeah.
When you could like open the doors and stuff.
Did you go on the train?
Yes.
Did you see it?
Yeah, I did.
What did you think about, like, it was hollow? Were you surprised?
Oh, so surprised. Wow. It's crazy. Who knew?
What was your favorite part?
My favorite part was seeing all the alumni on the wall. That was pretty cool.
Yeah?
Seeing what films they've been involved in.
What was your favorite movie that they did?
Frozen.
Frozen?
Yeah.
We stopped at Pacific Center for lunch. A few of us tried some quick shopping while we were there.
I went and got a hoodie.
Nice.
Yeah.
Next, we were off to North Vancouver and Capilano University to visit the Bosa Center for Film and Animation. Currently, there are 2 Reynolds alumni in their 4th year of the program. In fact, the opening animation for the Reynolds Review was made by one of those same alumni. Here we saw more students hard at work editing, another cool shooting set, and so many props and costumes. It would be nice to have a soundboard this big for all the mics we use in the musical. Our final stop at Capilano was a full-size theater where we watched a student film with some amazing effects. Then we were back on the bus and heading to School Creative, located near Science World. There we got to meet the folks who teach and run the school and hear about the opportunities provided to their students. One of the speakers was Michael Coleman from Once Upon a Time, who has also visited Reynolds to speak to our theater class. The main message was to not be afraid to pursue our dream careers, and afterwards we had a chance to speak to the individual instructors from the different specialty areas. Then it was time to head back after a good trip. We're tired, but we know a lot more about some options if we want to pursue careers in film, television, or internet media.
Ready? Get ready, go home.
Oh,
we survived. Yeah. It was a fun
I didn't
trip.
take a nap though, so that's.
Yeah, you got the ferry ride. What was your favorite university?
I think the first one had the best.
All of them.
Yeah, all
First
of them
one
were
was, like, good. It
The
was
first
all
one
right,
had the best
yeah.
sets, and the second one had like more of a good
Resources
vibes.
kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And they had third one like inside like rooms like set up.
The third one's really like cozy.
Yeah, it
inviting.
seemed welcoming.
Yeah. I liked their message. Yeah. It was really good.
I liked the first one a lot because I liked the tour. I also really liked the third one because that speech hit me hard and made me chase my dreams, and I'm gonna go be a superstar.
Awesome! Kelsey, what was your favorite?
The first one, it was really interesting. I like seeing all the The second one was really cool too. Yeah, the second one was.
The video was really good.
Nice too.
The third one, yeah, they're all equal because you know why? Equality for the whole world.
Oh, my favorite was Vancouver Film School. So my homie Zach works there.
No, the second one was really nice looking, but the third was probably the most informative of all of them.
I really like seeing Capilano's college. Yeah, the college. It had a really pretty campus, and I liked all their things. The classrooms. Yeah, they were good.
Okay, what was your favorite?
Capilano.
Yeah.
Direct and straight to the point.
Straight to the book.
What are you doing?
I have to practice the hand jive for Grease.
Just do it after hours, please. We have to finish the show.
Okay.
So that's our show. Thank you for watching. I'm Kaylee.
I'm Marcos.
We'll see you next time.